Thank you for staying with us here on THV 11 Plus for Arkansas News Now. I'm Ashley King with meteorologist Nathan Scott, and we're talking about some melting happening today.
A little bit, yeah.
But colder air moving in again.
Yeah. The glacier is shrinking little by little. I think we're losing about probably an inch in depth every single day, but that's going to come to a screeching halt because we've got much colder air arriving here Friday into the weekend. Out there right now, here's a look from our view 11, still winter wonderland across the region, but we're starting to see more of the asphalt on the roads, especially the interstate looks good, 630, but even the city streets, things are improving slowly but surely, and that's because the temperatures are climbing above freezing each afternoon. Here's what we're looking at. Visible satellite. We had some clouds make their way through. We got lots of sunshine across the region. 40 is the number in Little Rock, 50 though in Arkadelphia, and it's 51 in Fayetteville. Meanwhile, 34 in Jonesboro. Your hour-by-hour forecast. I think we'll be able to climb up into the low to mid-40s here in central Arkansas. Lots of sunshine across the region. That graphic is not correct when it comes to the cloud cover. Lows tonight dropping back down into, I think, the mid-20s for the most part, but there is a chance of a light wintry mix. Here are two different high-resolution models, both showing what the future radar could look like around 11 o'clock, and it shows potential, maybe a little bit of snow, maybe a little bit of rain, maybe even some sleet. No big deal. It's low impact, but don't be surprised if you see a dusting on the ground for tomorrow morning. Highs tomorrow, much colder. Arctic air is pouring its way in, and it's going to be very cold out there this weekend. I'll have details on that coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. And the damage from this winter storm continues to pile up. Two high-profile structures in Benton have collapsed because of the ice. This is the rodeo arena at the Saline County Fairgrounds. County Judge Matt Brumley and Fair Association President Dustin Parsons both say they know the arena will come back bigger and better than before.
Because of the proven track record that they have for others and their passion behind what the Saline County Fairgrounds means in this arena, we will build back. It will be better than ever.
We feel confident that we'll be able to fix that, and so when we come back, when we say bigger and better, we're really talking bigger, better, and better for the community.
Organizers are working to relocate events that are lined up to use the arena over the next few months. A heads up about your mail. Postal services in the Little Rock area are paused due to the dangerous conditions. Delivery is temporarily suspended to some homes and businesses and possibly still on hold even longer in hard-hit areas. They're keeping a close eye on roads, ready to resume when it's safe. And the frigid weather is hitting home for some in Saline and Hot Spring counties who haven't had running water for about 4 days now. As crews work to get water systems back online, help is coming from all over. Firefighters across Saline County are stepping in to get water back into homes. And the Arkansas National Guard is providing portable water with a pair of 400-gallon water buffaloes. For many living in these communities, going without water has pushed neighbors to band together.
It's been a struggle for everybody, but again, it's been a team effort. So, you know, we go through it together, we can get through it together. It's just a matter of having the resources to do it.
Those two National Guard water stations are open today and tomorrow. One will be at JJ's truck stop. The other will be on F.G. Jones Road, not far from JJ's. The Senate held a test vote today on a bill to fund government agencies and prevent a partial shutdown. But Senate Democrats are fighting for immigration enforcement reforms in the wake of the shooting death of Alex Preddy by federal officers in Minnesota. Natalie Brand has more on the outlook ahead.
There could be some signs of progress, with reports the White House appears to be open to striking a deal with Senate Democrats with little political appetite for another shutdown.
President Trump held a cabinet meeting Thursday with his administration facing backlash over Minnesota and a funding fight over the Department of Homeland Security.
Hopefully we won't have a shutdown. We're working on that right now. I think we're getting close. The Democrats, I don't believe, want to see it either.
The clerk will report the motion.
As the Senate takes a test vote on a funding package to avert a partial government shutdown, Democrats have a list of reforms they want added to the DHS bill.
What ICE is doing outside the law is state-sanctioned thuggery, and it must stop.
Senate Democrats want to end roving patrols, tighten rules regarding warrants, require body cameras, and prohibit masks. They say the DHS bill should be separated from the 5 other appropriations measures so serious negotiations can take place.
There must be major reforms to these agencies before this Congress should approve another cent.
Senate Republicans have argued the current DHS bill already has reforms such as money for body cameras and de-escalation training, but also signaled talks could progress between the White House and Democrats.
I think the administration is willing to sit down with them and have a discussion, perhaps a negotiation about how do we move forward. But the one thing I do know, and that is that a government shutdown is not in anybody's interest.
Democrats have proposed voting on a short-term extension so other DHS agencies, including FEMA, TSA, and the Coast Guard, aren't interrupted while they draft a new bill that includes the extra guardrails.
The House would also have to come back to approve any changes. The immediate deal between the White House and Senate Democrats would focus on finding a way to keep the government funded to give lawmakers more time to negotiate the specific immigration enforcement-related reforms. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
A federal appeals court says ending temporary protected status for Haitians and Venezuelans in the U.S. was illegal. It says Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem exceeded her authority with the terminations. The appellate panel adds she tried to override the power of Congress. The ruling upholds a lower court decision. Noem argues conditions have improved in the two countries, so their TPS designations are no longer necessary. A former Illinois sheriff deputy convicted in killing a black woman is receiving sentencing. Back in 2024, Sean Grayson responded to a call involving a possible prowler at Sonia Massey's home. Once reaching her home, tensions increased, in which Grayson feared for his life. The deputy thought she would throw a pot of hot water at him. However, Massey had been diagnosed with mental health issues. He later shot her in the face. Sean Grayson will face 20 years in prison for the shooting death of Sonia Massey. And the parent company of Twin Peaks Restaurants is facing money troubles. Twin Hospitality Group filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the Southern District of Texas on Monday. The sports bar restaurant's parent company did not announce how much debt it's carrying, but a press release said the company intends to reorganize the maximum value for its stockholders. The restaurant chain will stay open through the bankruptcy process. And the U.S. dollar just had its worst losing streak since April. The dollar index fell 2.6% over the past 4 days and is now near its lowest level in 4 years. According to analysts, uncertainty about the Trump administration's policy decisions is contributing to a weaker dollar. And we have a baby biscuit recall we need to tell you about. Baby food manufacturer Gerber has issued a voluntary nationwide recall of some of its arrowroot biscuits for possibly containing pieces of soft plastic and paper. So far, no injuries or illnesses have been reported. The company also says they are no longer working with the flour supplier that first initiated the recall. You can get more information about the recall at fda.gov. Music's biggest night is just days away, with some of the most popular singing acts being nominated and possibly performing. We'll have a preview coming up on THV 11.
And this weekend, Friday night through Saturday, we have a cold weather advisory because wind chills could dip down as low as 10 below zero. This is a short-lived blast of Arctic air, but it does mean business. I'll have everything you need to know coming up.
A day at work for Tyler Stanger and Tyler Underwood usually deals with all the behind the scenes and walls at Lewis Gale Hospital, Montgomery.
We go over all the maintenance equipment, pumps, air handlers, all that kind of stuff. We're in charge of keeping up with the temperatures and the humidities here at the hospital.
Shoveling and salting early Saturday morning was part of that routine until Stanger was given a new kind of task.
My admin team called me and asked if we was able to run out to the store to pick up some formula for a baby that hadn't had anything to eat for 3 days.
Without hesitation, the tag team of Tylers jumped into action.
It was very slick. There was a lot of ice, a lot of snow was all over the ground. The ice was everywhere. We were sliding, but we made it to Walmart.
That wasn't the only hard part of this trip. They had to search for formula, a first for these maintenance men.
We struggled to find it at first, but we eventually found it. Got the formula and got out, and while we were getting out, we were trying to leave and almost got stuck in the parking lot.
A scary drive, but one Underwood and Stanger say they were proud to make.
It felt good. It was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to help somebody in need and help a family in need.
It's not something that I get to do every day directly to help out actual patients and stuff. We're more behind the scenes, but be able to be like almost directly involved with helping something, it was a super great feeling.
These Tylers now up for any task the hospital has for them. In Blacksburg, Lindsay Cook, WDBJ 7.
Wow, stepping up to help in whatever way necessary. I like that.
Yeah, true heroes there.
That's right. And I know a lot of people, when it comes to times like these, are there to help each other. We're seeing people even just pushing each other out of the snow. And
oh, yeah.
I mean, and it's happened a lot over the last few days.
It has, because people get a little too ambitious and they think they can take on a street or maybe that pile of snow, just get over that, and they run into trouble very easily.
Right. And when was the last day that we actually had some precipitation? Because it's still happening today. We just heard Tamer talking about seeing someone just earlier this afternoon.
Sunday is when it all ended, and
right.
We're still contending with it just because it's not melting. It's a very slow process. It takes a lot longer for the sleet and snow combo to go away versus just pure all snow.
Yeah, it's more like concrete.
It is.
It's very hard.
It definitely is. And a lot of people are like, I'm ready to get to the grocery store. I'm running low on groceries. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, if those roads are still snow and ice covered, it may take some time because we've got another blast of Arctic air, so that's going to slow up the melting process across the region.
Right. Oh, goodness. Yeah, well, we are ready for it to melt.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for everyone.
I think even the kids are ready for it to melt.
I think so.
as
My
well.
daughter has cabin fever.
Even
She's
though
ready.
it's been fun sledding.
That's
it's
right.
great sledding conditions with the ice, but also you have to be careful. So here is what we're looking at with road conditions around the region. This is Interstate 630 right at the Mississippi Avenue exit. And I want to point this out because it looks perfectly fine. But once you go from 630 onto the exit, and I experienced this firsthand, it is a 2-lane exit. But what you see here is this barrier that provides a lot of shade. So it actually goes from 2 lanes down to 1 lane because there's still a bank of snow and ice. So be aware of that. Once you go from the interstate onto the on-ramps or the exit ramps, there's still potential. There could be some patches of ice and snow, and also bottom of the hill, there could be some black ice through the overnight into the early morning hours. So we still have that THV weather impact alert all the way through Sunday because travel will still be hazardous across parts of the region, and we'll contend with that dangerous black ice. Your road impact forecast, interstates, once again, watch out for those on and off ramps. The main highways, there's still significant ice and snow in some locations, but it's those side streets, the county back roads, the untreated roads. You're not going to see any break until next week because we'll see temperatures go back below freezing for Saturday and Sunday. Even tomorrow, a lot of locations will be stuck into the 30s, and with clouds, that's also going to slow down the melting process. And look at your nighttime lows, dropping down into the single digits and low teens. Our next system here in Oklahoma is going to slide its way through Arkansas, produce a light wintry mix. No big deal. It's a low impact system. But don't be surprised if you see a few flakes fly around late tonight or even hear a few sleet pellets. Big storm system, though, will be taking shape this weekend over the Carolinas, where they have winter storm watches in effect from Georgia all the way up through Virginia. Places like Wilmington, North Carolina, Myrtle Beach could see significant snow from that system. For us, we're looking at this little bit of a wintry mix passing its way through late tonight. A little bit of snow, a little bit of sleet, maybe some rain, depending upon what the temperatures are. Not a lot of moisture. There could be isolated dusting, and that's all I'm expecting. This system's out of here for the start of your Friday. We'll start off the day with clouds, and I think we'll still see lots of clouds throughout the day, more clouds than sun, as that Arctic air pours its way in. And there you see still the chance of a few snow flurries flying around Friday night and also into Saturday. But the big story is going to be the much colder air. This is the European model, and it shows for Saturday morning. May be too cold. I don't think we're going to get down to the single digits, but certainly low teens. And then highs on Saturday only topping out into the mid-20s. We're back down into the single digits to low teens for Sunday. Although if we see some clouds, that will act like a blanket and keep us just a touch warmer. And there's a small chance there could be a few flurries into northeast Arkansas. Once we get past the weekend, things really start to turn around in our favor. But we have to get through Saturday morning because it's going to be windy out there for Friday night into early Saturday. So it's going to feel like below zero to begin the day. And then those wind chills will start to improve into the low teens on Sunday morning. Afternoons ahead, look what happens next week. Lots of 40s on the board and even some 50s once we get into Friday. And by that time, I think everybody's going to be at the car wash and ready to get all the salt and grime off your vehicle. 26 tonight, light wintry mix. Dusting will be possible in isolated locations. 35 with a biting breeze out there to close out the work week on your Friday. And here's your 7-day forecast as the numbers will be chilly this weekend. But things start to turn around. Small chance of rain on Tuesday. Better chance Tuesday night into early Wednesday. And it should be primarily all rain as temperatures will be close to freezing but should stay above it.
Music is something that we know really resonates with kids and with fans of all ages. So it just gave us really fertile ground for us to build just, again, this robust line of toys and collectibles.
The success continues for K-pop Demon Hunters as Mattel launches a new set of dolls inspired by the film. It hits a Netflix streaming record and won 2 Golden Globes this year. Rumi, Zoe, and Mira dolls were unveiled at this week's Nuremberg Toy Fair. They'll head to store shelves this summer. And Harry Styles fans are frustrated over sky-high ticket prices for his first tour in more than 4 years. And they claim Ticketmaster is once again hiking prices and fees too high to buy. Ticketmaster confirmed a whopping 11.5 million people registered for the pre-sale, adding it will not adjust prices now that tickets have been made available. The average price of concerts has gone up in recent years to nearly $136, a 41% increase over 2019. The biggest night in music is almost here. Kendrick Lamar, Lady Gaga, and Sabrina Carpenter are leading the pack with a total of 22 Grammy nominations. CBS correspondent Gwen Baumgartner brings us a preview of the big show this Sunday night right here on THV 11.
Kendrick Lamar leads the 2026 Grammys with 9 nominations, an encore of last year's success where he took home 5 awards. He's competing again for Record of the Year alongside Bad Bunny, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii, Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, Chappell Roan, and Rosé and Bruno Mars.
Initially, I kind of thought Kendrick Lamar had it in the bag. Now, I've kind of changed my tune, and I think it's more of a race in some of the top categories between Bad Bunny and Lady Gaga.
Music critic Chris Willman says the Grammys voter base is evolving.
One thing the Recording Academy has done recently is invite everyone who votes for the Latin Grammys to become a voter for the regular Grammys. And so that is going to cause a big shift, I think, in giving Latin music more of a chance.
Puerto Rican powerhouse Bad Bunny is nominated for 6 Grammys. Newcomer Leon Thomas also has 6 nominations.
That's a real vote of confidence for him. He's kind of the anointed one this year.
However, Willman predicts Olivia Dean will take the award for Best New Artist. She faces off against Thomas, Cat's Eye, The Marias, influencer Addison Rae, Somber, Alex Warren, and messy singer Lola Young. But music's biggest night includes more than just music.
Best audiobook, where you've got the Dalai Lama versus Fab from Milli Vanilli. And only at the Grammys does that become a competition.
The category also includes actress Kathy Garver, Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, and Trevor Noah, who returns to host the Grammys for the 6th time. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
A big day of college.
Well, being a native Arkansan, I don't remember it being like this in the past. I'm so over it. Just melt already.
I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. I have seen some hints of blades of grass showing up in my yard. So the melting is happening. It's just taking a long, long time. And this weekend, it's going to be a setback. Barely cold out there, but things warm up next week.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here on Arkansas News Now. Have a great day.